Hello and welcome to Bell Curve Gaming. Today I'm bringing you an updated Panic-Wak deck featuring Alolan Marowak and updated for Unified Minds. So let's just remind ourselves, what does this Alolan Marowak promo actually do? Well, he's got a Fiery Bone attack. For 3 energies does 90 damage. It's a little bit meh, and it leaves your active Pokemon, opponent's active Pokemon burnt, which is kind of nice. So that's 110 base damage all of a sudden. And he's also got a GX attack with no energy cost, which is kind of nice. That does 50 damage to an opponent's Pokemon, and if that damage happens to knock them out, they go to the lost zone instead of the discard pile. So that's his attacks, they're a little bit meh. What's interesting about the Alolan Marowak though is the cursed body. So it's basically Ear-Ringing Bell, but as an ability. So if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and it's damaged by opponent's attack, even if it's knocked out, the attacking Pokemon is now confused. So it's, like I said, Ear-Ringing Bell as an ability, and I know that we could probably go and look at many different decks where we could just use Ear-Ringing Bell instead. I mean, I also have a Panic-Wak deck that I go to every now and again. I'm probably not going to feature that on the channel. That's just something I do in my own time here and there. But yeah, we're going to see and give Marowak his day. So how does this work? Well, we're taking advantage of the confusion with Parasect, with the Panic Spores. So putting 2 damage counters onto our opponent's confused Pokemon between turns. So we get a couple of these up, that's 40 extra damage, so suddenly, that's 150. Third one, that's suddenly a base of, what are we up to, 170. So, it starts adding up fairly quickly with this. Parasect attack, and obviously that's in between turns, so if they don't get out of confusion, then that's on the way back to us as well. So those numbers can add up rather quickly. Now, the core combo of this is really the same, but we don't have the level of Pokemon search that we had available to us pre-rotation. So we're running Jirachi because Jirachi's amazing, can go and Stellar Wish and find us the piece that we need to set up. Running Dedenne because Dedenne is amazing for helping us set up as well. Ideally, we don't want to drop the Dedenne down because that's just a bench spot that we're having to use, but if we have to, we have to. So we've got that as an option as well. And we've got Cherish Ball for our Pokemon search for the GX cards, so that's Dedenne and Marowak. We've got the Netball to go and get our basics of the Paras, and then we've got Comms to try and find our Cubones and our Parasects, as well as our natural draw support. The combo, other than that, is fairly simple. So obviously they only get confused if they're attacking us. There might be times that we need to confuse them to be able to get the maximum value for our damage. Hence the reason we're using Koga's Trap. And obviously, being a fire deck, Welder's amazing. We've got to be boosting this up with Welder and paying the energy cost with the Welder. So it's a pretty simple concept. We're just Weldering to our Alolan Marowak, hitting in with our Alolan Marowak, getting them burned, occasionally running a Koga's Trap to get them confused as well, but if they ever attack us, that will leave them confused as well. So let's begin. Hello X-Man, welcome. And I am very intrigued after seeing your typings of just straight colourless. Hopefully this is not just a nothing deck. I'm hoping for something like just genius, absolute genius. Oops, hit the dump. Yeah, that works, that works. So as this is, I actually think I need to just Cynthia on this turn, because there's nothing to really Welder to. Not great in the setup front. Not gonna lie. I'll get rid of this. Grab a couple of fire energies. And then Stellar Wish. We've got the board, so we don't need that. But we might as well go and get ourselves a Paras. Hopefully we can get the Welder on the next turn. If we get the Welder on the next turn, all is well. So Lickylicky. This is the one that discards an energy, discards a top deck, and discards one from the hand, isn't it? which is like super annoying. Pick a Maniac. Is this to... thin a lot? Snorlax? Eeveelax? And you're going to have an amazing draw here. I mean, like an incredible draw. Well, that's not really what I was hoping for. Well done, that'll do. That'll play. We will burn another energy. Go and get another couple just to dig as deep into the deck as we can. Welded this couple onto the Cubone. I've used your ability, haven't I? That's a shame. Alright, well, we'll retreat. I'll wait a turn. I don't want to energy attach anywhere just yet. Fiery Bone. The fire damage just works beautifully for us here. We've got one heck of a draw. Oh, the Paris. Thankfully, I'm not a tag team. Interesting. Okay. So the Eeveelax is the big concern here. I feel. Let's go crazy. Yep, that's the one that discards one from the hand, a top deck, and discard pile. I'm so why this one came up of all things. My big concern is this guy right here. Big concern. We're just gonna... we don't have any use for Welder anyway. I think we're just synthing for a new hand and hoping to get something better. That's the play. It's a big call. What stadium could you have? I'm going to Dene change this. I'm out of stadiums, which worries me. But to Dene change. A couple of Parasects, which is nice. Oh, I only just put you down. That's fair enough. We'll bin this. Go and grab a couple of fire energies out deck. And just run a fiery bone. Don't like how many resources I just had to bin there, but you gotta do what you gotta do. The burn stays, which counters the damage we're getting on beautifully. Alright, so you've got the Porygon Z. I really need triple Parasect, but double's just going to have to do. Because we have a huge problem coming. And I mean a huge problem coming. Let's hope you don't find a switch. Just to buy me another turn. Because I need turns bought for me. Another Lickylicky. It's not the Lickylickies I'm really all that worried about, it's this Eeveelax. Did you find a switch? I'll get rid of you between turns and probably get 50 damage on you is sounding pretty good to me. I'm actually thinking we burn this Cherish Ball right now to go and get a couple of Fire Energies. Welder these two to you. And I'm going to be in up for a pretty big fight after this, I would have thought. Alright, so we're going to Lost Boomerang. Onto you and onto you. Alright, here comes the Eeveelax. I need to start finding my fire crystals here. I don't know how many fire energies are left in deck. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, maximum 1. Oh no, I'm running 11. Just depends what's prized. Getting that 50 chip damage I'm pretty happy about. Very happy about, to be blunt. I'm reluctant to throw this just blankly away. What we are going to do is Giant Hearth the Pokecoms, grab the last NG that we've got, we'll pull out of the deck the Marowak. Oh, I do have Fire Crystal, I was going to say. It's ridiculous if I didn't have the Fire Crystal. Both onto you. Don't think there's anything else that we can grab. Should I poke? Yeah, I think we will. Just thins a bit. Then we'll run the Jirachi pull. Fire Crystal, because we desperately need that. Run a retreat. At least your retreat cost is high, but you've got these recycle energies. Kinda don't want to bring them in this turn. But I'm going to just... I'm just going to. Just in case you reset stamp me, because I need those fire energies back in deck, and I've got more of a chance to get them back if I go about it that way, so that's how we'll play. What's beautiful about it is if you don't get the Eeveelax out, you actually go down on the turn back to me, which is amazing. And we can Koga's on the next one quite nicely. Assuming this will go and get another Eeveelax, which is really bad. That's quite threatening. You are going to stamp me. Alright. Sweat Poke comms would have been huge. But we do have a Cherish Ball somewhere. So whether or not you have enough to pay this kind of retreat, with only one recycle energy on here, and still attack effectively on the next turn without going to Lickylicky. I could imagine you go on the Lickylicky. Yeah. At least I've got the fire energy on you. We do have enough to get the KO here. Losing one of these, of them, I don't want to lose the fire energy. That top deck's a bit disappointing. I'd say losing that Cynthia was a bit disappointing, but anyway. We've got a fire energy, so that's good. So that's what we're running. And I'm going to leave the netball to maximise, like... Although I do have another Paris. Let's go and get that Paris out of deck. And now KO the Lickylicky. Kinda wish I did not draw this energy. Because I may need it. I don't know what you've got coming. Although we got another energy, so the Licks Go Crazy isn't necessarily the end of the world. Got a beautiful triple acceleration energy. To make me continue spending these. Hopefully miss the fire energy. That's what we are hoping. Because otherwise I could come in a lot of trouble here. Come into a lot of trouble. So you're set up to go Licks Go Crazy and then come in with this Eeveelax, I'm assuming. Missed the fire energy. Good. Welder's not the end of the world. We are able to KO this straight back again. We're definitely putting this on. We're definitely praying that you miss on the fire energy again. That top deck was probably okay, but we've got to have you miss on the fire energy. It's a 33% chance of hitting that fire energy. Because I do not have any other fire crystals available to me. Although, that's not the end of the world actually. We do have options available to us. Just gonna go with the rollout. Doesn't really matter, I guess. So we'll go Jirachi in. Still a wish ourselves. Do we want anything? We'll pull a board just because we can. And it maximises the number of cards we actually have. So go to the Alolan Marowak, just in case you've got some way to discard from my hand again. We do have Kogas in hand, which is amazing. It's probably a Cynthia and Kogas. Just because I've got to be careful about that as well. Oh, I got some knee pads for it. I actually really need to be concerned about that. Wish I was running Liza. Gotta be careful how many cards I run. Shouldn't have pulled that board. I'm impressed with the deck. Certainly pushing me. Oh, you one energy short. No, you might have a fire energy that you've got. It's a pity that you got rid of my stadium. Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. We're going to power pad ourselves, go and get a Cynthia and a Kogas back. That feels pretty good to me. We are going to run ourselves a Kogas just to get you confoozled. And then nothing more. Fiery Bone. And start getting that damage building up. Ooh, unlucky on the coin flip. So you need to get this out of the active now. Which you've got. Well done. I don't know if that one's going to help you. You got double switch, okay. I need to hit Koga's, which Jirachi can make sure of. Is that going to be enough? No, it's not. You've got it. If you've got an Engie. In fact, you had it if you had an Engie last time. Do you have it? Oh, triple accelerations. You just might be short of that one energy card required to win this match. You can put some damage onto me though. Custom. Do you have Dedenes? No, you don't, because it's all colourless. That's going to leave you confused, which is like the worst thing you could possibly be right now. It's legit like the worst that could be. I can't believe it's coming right down to the fact that you're not able to find this one energy. Ooh, hoo, hoo. And we did not top deck our customs, and there's no way to get into... not our customs, our Kogas. There's no way to get to it, unless I could Heat Factory, go and get it. Do I have enough to get it? 150? It's 90. I need to do some maths here. 100, 120, 100 and... yeah, we're there. 160. So we can get there. Kogas. We can just get there. Barely. Let that fire damage tick in, and then let the Parasect damage tick in. I literally had no more turns to pull that off. What a game. Good game. Good game, X-Man. I really like that deck. For literally like only colourless Pokemon. That is really, really impressive. GG's. GG's. Hello, Matteo Volink. Welcome. Get out there. Draw an extra card. Of course, it's just a Parasect. Oh, and there's the Jirachi. A little bit late, Jirachi, to the party. Doesn't matter, I'm shuffling. Oh, use that to retreat. See if you can clutch anything. Pokecoms. It seems okay right now. Go and chuck the Alolan Marowak down, or out. Go and get a Cubone. I feel like you're not getting the KO this turn, so we'll hold on to the Jirachi. And the board. Snoover's interesting. Kamala! This could be annoying. Oh, luckily you've Engie attached to this guy first. Keldeo is an interesting one. Can only get around it through confusion. Alright, we'll go this way. On to you. Go and get another Paras down. We don't have an attacker immediately afterwards. But it is what it is, unless... Oh, we could Dedenne change. We need Dedenne change. Still trying to work out how much I'm going to get through this Keldeo. Probably through the Kogas. Which means that's going to be super important later. Go and put this one back. Go and get out a Parasect. Oh, we've only got 2 of our Parasects, so one's prized. Which makes that pretty awkward. Retreat. The Kamala is the annoying one. Just gonna have to take out this Shroomish. Well, we got the other Parasect. So that's a thing. Oh, beautiful blues. So we need to start digging for the Kogas. That's what we need to start digging for. Which we still have not found. Should have actually put the board to you and maybe paid the retreat. Might still pay the retreat. Go and get out the Alolan Marowak. I want to be careful about how harsh I'm thinning this. Still a wish. Go and get me the Kogas for next turn. And leave it like that. So that's water acceleration. So I can't attack this turn, but it's whether or not he wants to leave it in the active. No, he's going to switch it out. Alright, that's fine. I'm happier with that. Alright, so we'll take this Kamala out. Knowing that Marowak does go down on the next turn. And I'm going to take a turn to set up anyway. After that. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we're going to do. So we'll Stellar Wish. Go and get the other Kogas. Although the Welder's pretty good. We'll grab the Welder. Because we're going to need that for some setup after this. Alright, so we're going to retreat to you. Add a Fire Energy back. Knowing that you get one shot on the next one. Although it does hit for weakness as well. It just doesn't get hit by any effects. Alright. Is there anything else I want to do right now? I'm feeling like no. So we'll just Fiery Bone, take out this Kamala. Got the Fire Crystal, which is excellent timing for that. Beautiful timing. That's only when you evolve, isn't it? Yeah. Takes away weakness damage. That's fine now. You're a little bit confoozled. I'll let that damage just settle in for a little bit while we start building a Cubone up. Welded these couple to the Cubone. And kind of want to keep everything else. I am going to Fire Crystal though, just because I want these NGs. Get a third one to you. I might chuck the board to you as well. Stellar Wish. My way through to probably another Poker Gear, honestly. Oh, that's how I want to play it. Maybe I should have put that to you, or held on to it so I could get another Jirachi later. Because you can whack out my Dedenne, so that'd be a terrible move. Whacking out my Jirachi is tough, but I'll accept losing my Jirachi. So you've got to be concerned about that Keldeo. So Keldeo has to get out of the active now. In comes Mareep. Great timing of all that. But you do have to get out of the active with the Keldeo. We've got Kogas to... But we need to hold on to Kogas for later to be able to deal with that Keldeo. And the fact that Jirachi is awake right now is massive. Because it means you have to have a switch card to be able to pull that off, which you do not. Sadly though, I do have to sacrifice another Alolan Marowak. To get rid of this Breloom. Or I Koga's this. Let's go and have a look at my deck. The number of Kogas I've got are pretty important. Got Power Pad in here. Got one more Kogas, I've got a Power Pad, which is huge. I do have another Alolan Marowak, which is massive as well. We'll pull this one out for the moment. And honestly, if this gets me, let's use these. Find me the Kogas, excellent. We'll thin it of the welder. If this gets me Power Pad, I might actually use it anyway. Still a wish, Power Pad. Might go the Kogas route on this. Because it confuses you and just makes things interesting. So we'll Kogas you. How important is it going to be to get rid of the Slumbering Forest right now. Not very important at all if I leave what I've got in the active. So right here we're just going to hold, so we've got to counter that stadium at some stage. Oh, we wake up anyway. So now it makes it interesting for you because you've got to get like a switch card or something like that. Another Snova down to energy accelerate to that Keldeo. Should have held that poke gear when I think about it. Oh, you did get that attack off. Especially since I've now lost my Jirachi, you should have held that poke gear. But the Breloom goes down on the way back to me. So that's pretty good. And if you put the Keldeo up, then you've just sacrificed your Keldeo, I believe. Because we're doing 60 damage. What's that? On 120? Yep, that's brilliant. So you've just sacrificed this guy. And who are you attacking with next? I don't know. I honestly do not know. So we're going to Kogas. And then power pad those two back. Get those two Kogas back. They're doing work right now. And for the moment, we'll actually just leave the Dene in the active. Yeah, we're just fine to hold. Let that tick over. And take down the Keldeo. One prize away. Oh, I probably should have played the Cubone down. Oh well. Is what it is. So you've got the Dene sitting here for you. You can put it to sleep as well. It's just got a board. So you need to get rid of that board. Things have suddenly become very interesting for you. Where are you going to attach that? Oh, you do have triple acceleration energy. I'll give you that. It's only going to do 80. I want to Kogas you. I need that Kogas now. And there's no way to physically get it. There's just no way to physically get it. Is there anything else I can pull? No. We'll weld up these two to the Cubone. Got the Poker Gear, which guarantees the Kogas for next turn. We're going to burn this. We just want to burn some resources at the moment, thin them right out. So I want to burn a Cubone. We're not using any other Cubones. Get a Fire Energy. So there's only 3 cards in deck. Cherish Ball. I mean, if they take out the Dene, I need to attack here. That's just a must. That's just a given. I must attack here. So we've got to retreat to you. And then Fiery Bone. 90 damage on. So if you attack into me anyway, you KO from Confusion. So we're there. It's amazing how annoying this little combos end up being from my opponent. Extremely annoying. So you're going to retreat out, run the sleep. That's what I had a feeling was coming. But that's fine, because we can now go on Kogas. If we don't top deck it, we'll Poker Gear for it. Kogas. And we're done. And get you through Confusion. Oh, we woke up anyway, so we could have just attacked. But anyway, Confusion's more fun. Hello, XD Jeffrey, welcome. Nearly got what we want here. I may, depending on what the top deck is, use the netball and the Pokecoms together. Oops. Just because getting Marowak started is pretty important. And this is my only guaranteed draw at this stage. And we're up against grass, so that seems pretty good to me. We'll get this to you. Go and grab ourselves a Paris. And I do think we do get rid of it. And go get the Cubone. It's nearly tempted to Stellarwish first, because if I get a giant Hearth, that'd be amazing. Beautiful. Kinda want to keep Koga's. More of a chance to get draws. We'll just trust Jirachi can bail us out. I think that's what we're doing. Trusting that Jirachi can bail us out, plus the welder here. Welder, a couple of these bad boys. To the Cubone. We can go and get Paris started. It's feeling pretty good. Do we have... no, Dedenne. Alright. Negative on the Dedenne. So Jirachi does have to get us out of this. I feel like we will go and drag out our Marowak here. And just a moment. That'll do. That'll play. Yep, so it does get me out of paralysis as well. Because I was thinking the Wrap GX, but no, I can get out of that with paralysis side of things. Hopefully Jirachi can be clutch. We're certainly going to have it under pressure on the next turn anyway. Under a lot of pressure. Alright, well, get the Marowak down. We'll discard this to go and get ourselves a couple of Fire Energy, thin it as much as we can, and hope Jirachi can find ourselves a draw support, which is fine. Cynthia, that'll do. Alright, Cynthia out. Another Cubone, another Paris. Fire Energy to you. We will draw out our Marowak here as well. And retreat to this guy. We've got draw already, so I'm feeling like we'll just Poké Gear here. Grab the Welder play, because that could be good on the next turn, just to continue in the setup. And whack this Shuckle out. That's gotta hurt, that first turn. Already down the Shuckle. Now we've got Buzzmosa. You are in Beast Ring turns. Here we go. Oh, that is clutch. So that gets rid of my Marowak. He didn't get rid of the giant Hearth, so we certainly put a lot of pressure on you. Let's go, Jirachi down. Clutch Kogas though, absolute clutch. Well, do we want to try and draw a couple more Fire Energies out of the deck? I don't know how many more Fire Energies I've got in deck. We got 4 here, 1 here. It's 7. We should have more, and I just like getting deeper into my deck, so let's do this. That should be fine. We got fire crystals as well to play, so welder these two to you. Speaking of fire crystal, what we would like, I'm not going to get. We can welder on the next turn, I guess, or we could go with a Cynthia play on the next turn. I like the welder idea because we got the fire crystal. It's not as big a draw. Wouldn't mind some Parasects right now, but well, it's not to be. We'll go and Fiery Bone. I mean, he's going to make a lot happen here anyway. We got the Welder Fire Crystal with the next Alolan Marowak if you manage to KO me again. Plus you have to work out this. You have to work out this confusion as well. I mean, Life Forest would be pretty clutch, plus a whole heap of healing. Alright, Koga's again. How clutch can you be? No, you cannot be clutch. Alright, well, we've got enough to get it guaranteed anyway here. So, Fire Crystal. Go and get a few NGs back. Welder these NGs to the Cubone. And by the looks of it, we're never actually going to get a Parasect up. I mean, we could go and get another Parasect up. I'm going to go and get another Parasect up because I can. I want a Parasect. We've got game here anyway. This is just being a jerk. Maybe I shouldn't be such a jerk. Anyway, we'll retreat this guy. And Fiery Bone. A little bit of overkill. Oh, the Parasect didn't get the Panic Spores to crack in as well. That'd have been really enjoyable. Anyway, GG's, GG's. And it is time to rate this deck, and before I really get into the numbers side of it, really now with the ear-ringing bell in the formats, this guy is kind of redundant, because if you want to go about this way, there's probably better cards you can go about it with now and use things like Reshazards and Mew Mews and things like that, but we wanted to give Alolan Marowak his day, and this is his moment in the spotlight. So what did we think? Well, the damage output, 90, it's a bit meh, to be honest. I mean, it's 110 with the burn, and we're hoping to build it up with the Panic Spores as well, but obviously that's when they attack us, unless we're able to get a Koga's off as well. So yeah, the damage is a little bit meh, it's a little bit awkward, and we're giving the damage output a 6 out of 10. The defense is probably the biggest concern of the deck, because for them to trigger this, they've got to attack us, and they've only got to get 200 to KO us, and 200 in the modern day format sadly isn't, you know, massive anymore. So giving up 2 prizes for 200, yeah, it's a bit iffy. There's probably better options, like I said. You can go with tankier Pokemon and whack the ear-ringing bell, but the defense will give that a 6 out of 10. As for reliability, I have to admit, the Jirachis and the Dedenes, they just save us so much, and this Welder is just over the top good. Sets up pretty well, even if you start the Paras in the active, it's a little bit awkward, but you can still get yourself around it and get yourself going pretty quickly. So, in terms of its consistency in achieving what we want to achieve, I found it pretty good, especially considering the lack of search options we have for the Cubone. So, reliability, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. So overall, what do I think? Well, I enjoyed playing it. I decided to go with this deck because I'm really not feeling well, and I just felt like playing a deck that I really enjoyed playing when I first put it together and update it for Unified Minds. So I enjoyed my experience, but obviously there's probably other better options that you've got available now, especially now the ear-ringing bell is available. So overall, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.